Hey everyone, it's Nick, your NIRO Knowledge podcast host. I am coming to you. It's post Thanksgiving in the United States for the holiday, and hopefully everybody had a great and safe holiday. But I wanted to say thanks to the listeners as well as the guests that have been on, and with weekly episodes of NIRO Knowledge, about 20 plus guests that have been on the show, with more on the way. We've had this year already over 10,000 downloads, countless listens that have been heard in over 30 countries, almost 400 cities, and on 6 continents. So sorry, Antarctica, but you've been left out. So that's been pretty impressive for just starting this year in 2020. We started NIRO Knowledge in 2020 with a bang. I got this up and running, and apparently it also thankfully brought about a trend of other fellow analysts who have jumped in, thrown their hat in the ring, and started creating other podcast shows. So that's awesome to see that there is such a desire for this material. So I want to thank my guests who have been on, especially the ones early on when there was no NIRO Knowledge name and brand at that point. Had faith in myself and the show and what it was going to become. For providing and sharing their great knowledge with all of us. And obviously, definitely a huge thanks to all the listeners who have made NIRO Knowledge their number one crime analysis and evidence-based policing podcast. It's amazing. You are all wonderful, and I appreciate the support that you've all provided through this interesting year of 2020, right? It's been an interesting year to get this started. The material that's come forth and all of the different things that we've seen, at least here in the United States, and I'm sure plenty of other issues abroad, including the pandemic, have come across our desks. So a lot of challenges, but it's good to see, I think, that everybody stepped up, stepped in, got the things that they needed to done, and continue to work hard, whether it was still at the job or even remotely. So, I think that's pretty fantastic and pretty fabulous. Among it all, we still tried our best to continue business as usual, right? So, kudos to you folks and all of us that were able to pull that through. So. With it, another little piece for today. Just want to talk about the business as well. So the podcast has been doing really well in the business of NIRO crime analysis. Has been around for a bit longer, but my process there was doing some online video trainings for fellow analysts and some of this software and law enforcement analytical tools. And getting things trained up, and it's definitely geared towards a open source and freeware set of programs, because as we all know, there's unfortunately things out there that we can't afford, and definitely some very strict budget limitations when we get around to it. And just like you folks, I searched for material to make me better and to find those training classes that were online. Or even made available, obviously, online, but offline, things that I could do at my own pace, not just scheduled. And it was just to help me grow and help my agency and help my community out. But a lot of it was not easy to find, or I've, as we all have, run into conflicts. Sometimes those courses aren't recorded, and we lose out on the training, right? And maybe it won't come back around. Maybe that class itself won't come back around. So I put NIRO crime analysis out there and online in order for all of us as analysts to consume that material, right? To find those pieces of training that are going to be there and available no matter what time of day, what country you're in, and hopefully eventually get some different languages in there for the international community as well. But to have those geared and ready, have it self-paced, the times that you can go and learn what you need to learn and get that done. I know we don't usually have a lot of time allocated for training as well, unfortunately. So there's a lot of different struggles in there, not only finding the material, but sometimes finding the time to get that done And again, when you have those conflicts sometimes with, maybe you have your ComStat meeting at the same time that a certain company's having their training and they're not recording it and they don't practice that way, and you end up losing out. So again, that's what NIRO Crime Analysis was invented for, along with NIRO Knowledge, the podcast, in order to provide that information. I know I was commuting to work, consuming podcasts, tried to find a crime analysis based podcast, couldn't find one, unfortunately, and so just started that up, and thankfully 2020 has been a good year to I guess reach out in terms of this great internet that has been around for a while, and reach folks that way, to give them either a different perspective or know that there is research and material out there for them to figure out what's going on. Have a few analysts on that have put certain things into practice, and show that there is some success, and that there continues to be success with this evidence-based practice. So that's pretty much what I got going on for you folks this week. I am actually on vacation, so as you're seeing this, I am enjoying myself, and hopefully at least, right, as best I can during the pandemic. Just a change of scenery than from being at home, right? So that's what I've got. If you don't hear from me sooner than later, or if I'm not popping into the conversations on social media right away, that's the reason for the delay at this point. But be back in action next week. Still actually trying to pull a few more guests in, hopefully before the year's over. But again, with the holidays, that makes it a very tough battle to schedule those things in. But I do have hopefully a very great start again for 2021. Some changes again that are coming up, as I mentioned before, to the podcast itself. A few little tweaks that I think everybody will enjoy. And go to NIRO Crime Analysis, NIROCA.com, NIROCA.com, and get that training material. Go in, take a look. There is a lot of product in there. I think when you look at the membership, it says 9 products, but there are well over 50 videos of training that are available to you at that point. And I'm going to continue to put more. So quarter one of 2021 is going to have some more training material. So the site will just keep growing and giving more training material. Start where you need to, pick what you want to have. If you have questions about where you might need to begin or what you're looking for, shoot me an email, let me know. Reach out to me on social media. Send me a direct message on Twitter, and we'll figure something out. So that's what I have going on for you folks for this week. I hope, again, everybody in the U.S. enjoyed their holiday. If not, hopefully your work week, wherever you might be, wasn't too stressful. And definitely be in touch. And hope you guys have a great day.